Why is it that a man can cheat, lie, put his hands on you, and humiliate you all over social media, and we'll forgive him like it's nothing? But let your cousin forget to return your favorite shoes, or your best friend so happens to have to cancel plans on you, and now they dead to you? Sis, seriously, you gotta make it make sense. I'm your host, Talisha, your homegirl on the mic. And today we're talking about why we forgive these men faster than we forgive our family and friends. And baby, we're about to unpack some truth. So grab a drink, grab a blanket if you need to, and get real cozy, because we got some shit to talk about, okay? I'm gonna keep it real. I've been guilty now. A man that had me out here looking like a full-time clown. Do you hear me? Red nose and all. And I still gave him another chance. How many of y'all can relate? But let my cousin or a friend of mine cancel my birthday, like can't make it for my birthday? Child, I was ready to block her number. Do you hear me? So we gonna get into why we extend grace to men before we extend it to our own family and friends, the damage it causes, and how we can start shifting that energy. Plus, y'all know I got sip or spill, thirst trap thoughts, and some juicy Sis Mail waiting at the end. So y'all, please stay with me. Stay with me from the beginning to the end. I got y'all. So first, before we get too deep into that conversation, we're going to start off with sip or spill. Okay. And I got a couple of questions that I wrote down. So if you need to pause this, go fix your glass of wine, your hot chocolate, your Coca-Cola, some water, whatever your choice of drink is, so you can be able to participate in the game. And if this relates to you, then drop it in the comments too, okay? So, sip or spill. Have you ever taken a man back after swearing you were done? I'ma sip to that. Definitely have. Second one, is your family harder to forgive than your man? And you can sip or spill. Ooh, I'm gonna see. Is my family harder to forgive than my man? I think in certain instances I'll say yes, because you expect your family, probably people you done grew up with, y'all shared a bed together, had sleepovers, like just know each other's secrets, like. So it just depends on what the situation is. I can't say, I do feel like it could be harder to forgive family quicker than you can forgive the man. Don't beat me up now. Okay, sip or spill. Do you think women forgive men quicker because of the sex? So if you think it's yes and you want to spill it in the comments. Or if you think that it's no, drink. Or drink, either way, hell. Sip or spill. Women forgive men quicker because of the sex. I'm a sip and I'm a spill on this one. I'm sipping because yes. And the reason behind it, I feel like sometimes, because you know how the saying goes sometimes, like you may have had a man tell you, or if it's a man listening, y'all might have had a woman tell you, you can't sleep with your mama. Your mama can't give you no cat. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like in some instances, women can be dick dumb, in love, whatever you want to call it, and they will forgive them because of the sex. The sex probably is so good, and you know, they just, as they say, soul tied, that they'll run back just because of the sex, because of the intimacy, because that may be the way that they feel like that man loves them. It's through sex. And it's true, it happens sometimes. Okay, so that's my thought. So we're gonna get into this main discussion about why do women forgive men quicker than they forgive family or friends. And a lot of times I think it's love, and that can work both ways, because on the other hand, you love both. You love your man, you love your family, but sometimes, because I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, that woman can expect more from her family. Like, you probably grew up with them cousins, your aunties probably raised you, spent the night at your auntie's house. Like, it was that type of bond to where y'all basically grew up almost like sisters and brothers. So you expect more out of family sometimes, I guess, than you would a man. Because we know sometimes these men can be disloyal or cheat, or, you know what I'm saying? They don't hold that same weight, and you feel like your family just should, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the situation is, your family should have been there for you, or your family should have did this, that, and the third. And that love you got for your family, you just feel like, damn, you played me like that. I thought we was better than that. Versus the man, I feel like sometimes you can love your man, but at the same time, you know, a man gonna be a man at the end of the day, and you not supposed to put your all into a man. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And sometimes us women, we already know what we dealing with. We know what kind of man we working with. We know if we got a cheater, a liar, a slacker, a manipulator, abusive boyfriend, husband, whatever you want to call them. Like, so we kind of already know what to expect from that man when it's dealing with a man. So of course it's still gonna hurt. We still gonna be upset, mad, ready to kick his ass. But at the end of the day, you expect more from your family. So that's, you know, me looking at it from a different way. That's how some women might, you know what I'm saying, look at it. And so for me personally, unless it's family that's like been backstabbing, we fight a lot, argue, we found out they two-faced, talking about you, like, but if you don't have that type of relationship, and that's not how your relationship, your bond is with your family. Me, on the other hand, I guess it depends on the situation. Like, say my cousin come to my birthday party. You know, a lot of us, we don't play by birthdays. I know I don't play by my birthday. I'm gonna do you the same way you did me on your birthday. If you told me happy birthday, I'm gonna tell you. If you shouted to the mountains happy birthday, I'm gonna do you the same way. I'm gonna give you the same energy that you gave me on my birthday, right? So if my cousin had to cancel versus my man had to cancel on me, it just depends on the reason. Like, if it ain't no good enough reason to say, oh, I ain't got nothing to wear, your cousin tell you she ain't got nothing to wear, or she couldn't take off work, or like something petty, then I'm gonna be side-eyeing you. Because you could have put something together to where 9 times out of 10, when we plan our birthday, especially if we want to do something extravagant, like take a trip or do a birthday theme or wear certain colors, you giving people a heads up like 2 months in advance. So that ain't no excuse for nobody, not even your man. And like, if my man canceled on me, I don't know. I just feel like it ain't different. But like I said, it just depends for me on what his reasoning behind it is too. What's his excuse for counseling on me? Like, you got some outside kids and baby mama was tripping and just dropped the kids off short notice and you stuck, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no babysitter or whatever. It just depends on what your reason is behind why you had to counsel on me. So I don't know, I just feel like that love can be tricky, but I feel like definitely the love from your family, you think highly of them. You gonna think like, nah, they wouldn't do this to me. You know what I'm saying? We locked in like this. And even though you locked in with your man, like I said, you know what type of man you got. You can love him to death, but at the end of the day gotta end, and you know what type of man you're dealing with. So your expectations are high, but at the same time, you know in the back of your mind, like, I already know how this can play out. Versus family, you gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You just expecting them to be there for you and turn up for you and celebrate you on your day. And then the attachment, I feel like some women just make these men their whole world. Like, forget to have a life outside of that man. Like, whether they doing stuff with their man, taking trips, doing family stuff, living together. I feel like, you know, women sometimes get so attached and just got these expectations and thinking of this fairy tale life that they could have or want to have with this man. We got to remember that men come and go. I ain't gonna say, you know how they say blood thicker than mud, but sometimes they say blood thicker than mud, but sometimes family just ain't family. It just depends on what type of bond I got with my family. Like, what will make me want to choose or forgive my man over my family? What was the situation? Like, I feel like it can make a difference, but it gotta make sense at the same time. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but if my folks call my man cheating, if they was out, saw him somewhere, know he was cheating on me, and me already knowing how he is, because deep down we know our men. I'm gonna say this 50 more times. We know our men. No matter how much we care and love them, we know that a lot of times them niggas don't be shit, or they half stepping, or they good sometimes and not so good other times. You can't trust them as far as you can see them. So I feel like if it was somebody that I was like like a fiance or a husband, I don't know. I think I'll be upset with my family to a certain extent, because why didn't you come back and tell me? Why you didn't? If I'm the type of woman that sit up and talk to you about, oh, this is how I want my life to go. I love him so much. We live together. We about to get married. If we on that type of level and you see something going on, I promise you, I'm not the type of woman. I'm not going to get mad at you for coming to tell me. I'm taking all my anger and frustration out on the nigga. And if you can, get a little proof for me. Don't just come telling me what you saw. Get a little video or take a little picture or something for me so I know it's really real. Because sometimes, people can be jealous of what you got going on, and then they just throw salt in the game because they don't want to see you happy. You know what I'm saying? But for you not to come tell me, I don't know. I think I will forgive you at some point, but not right away. And then you get my man on the other hand, like, he the one cheating, and he owed me loyalty as well. You shouldn't have been cheating on me. Like, that's one of the worst things you can do inside of a relationship, besides giving me an STD. Like, so I don't know. I guess I hold both parties to a certain standard, but at the end of the day, if I know I got like an ain't shit nigga, I'm not going to press the issue on my folks as much. I'm not going to sit up here and be mad at them because they didn't tell me about what they saw, especially if me and him done already been going through this over and over and over again, and I keep forgiving them and going back to them. Yeah, don't put yourself in that situation. Don't even get in between it, because if it was the shoes on the other foot and it was my folks, and I know they got a toxic relationship where they fight, cheat, get back together, fight, cheat, get back together, I ain't saying nothing. I'm staying out of it. Only way I'll come to you and say, hey, such and such was messing with such and such, is if they say the woman he dealing with got some type of disease. I'm gonna have to go and let you know, because you're my folks, and I don't want to see, you know what I'm saying, you get sick, or you know what I'm saying, your health just, I'm gonna tell you. So other than that, I wouldn't say nothing either, because y'all already toxic. You gonna take them back. What's the point of me getting in the middle of it? So at this big age, I doubt if I forgive a man. But I have in the past. Forgave a man for cheating on me. We didn't get into fights, lied to me, like all kind of stuff. So, and I've forgiven a man. But for me to forgive a man over my family, it just depends on what the situation is, to be honest. But you know, that attachment can be something else, because you get the intimacy with your man, and you know, so you living in a house with him, y'all got a bond, y'all having sex. It's just the energies and all that is intertwined, and it's the real thing. So that attachment, like you just wrap your life into his life, and you don't have your own life no more, it can definitely be real. And then you have the social conditioning. Like some women was raised to, oh, you supposed to hold your man down no matter what. Like some of the older grandmas, great grandmas, you know, back in the day, they husbands had outside kids, and the wife the wife in the house, and then 2 houses down, you got your side piece living down there, and you got kids with them as well, and the wife still holding it down. Grandma was still holding it down the whole time, no matter what. He cheat on her, beat on her, gamble the rent money, like all that. Like sometimes you've been just grew up to hold your man down, support your man no matter what, because it's your man. And especially if you marry him, your husband, oh yeah, a lot of the old folk expect you to stay inside their relationship. And even if you're not married, they feel like if you've been in a long term with somebody, they just feel like you ain't supposed to leave that man. Work it out. That's what they believe. So me, I wasn't raised like that. So I will never feel like I gotta hold a man down when he treat me like shit. Never, ever, 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 ever. And the grudge is like, I feel like sometimes women will hold a grudge against their family or their friend before they would a man. Like, just because your folks weren't able to show up for you like you would expect them to, like what you got, you know what I'm saying, how you think they should have showed up for you. And whatever it is, whether it's a celebration, taking a trip, whatever it is, just being there for you, like, just it could be petty stuff too. It ain't gotta always be so serious, but sometimes women just hold grudges and they forgive their man time after time again, and for the cheating, the lying, the everything, living double lives, all kind of stuff, and you still go back up and lay with the enemy. You be sleeping with the enemy the whole time, but a whole grudges against your family or friend for something so petty that could be talked about, you know, and move past, work past. It's just crazy how that works. And I'm sure if you ain't ever went through a time in your life to where you forgave a man and you couldn't forgive your family or friend over something, you know, they did, but you was quick to take that man back. Sometimes they don't even be letting the man go. Man don't ever leave. You might get a little mad, cuss him out or whatever, but the man don't ever leave. Ever. So, I don't know. It just be that I don't get with the holding grudges and stuff like that over stuff that can be talked about and worked out, and then you talk it out and you realize like, damn, that wasn't even a big deal after all. But, you know, with your man, you ain't hold no grudge. You right back the same night. He call you, tell you, babe, I'm sorry. I love you. Put that thing on you. Boom, you done forgave him just like that. You done forgot all about what he done to you. But their family, oh, you holding grudges for years, and then it gets so, the grudge be held so long that you done forgot even what you was mad about. But you know you was mad about something, so you just gonna hold that grudge no matter what. Like, it could be crazy like this sometimes. It definitely could be crazy. Then, you know, like I said, the sex is it's a feeling which leads to an emotion. You know, the intimacy, like, you share that different, it's a different feeling. It's a different world. And so sometimes the sex is what keeps you there. Hopes of him changing, like, you just hoping, you know, okay, this time he's serious, so I'm gonna give him this one more chance, because he done apologized, he probably done cried, got on his knees, gave you some money, or bought you some clothes, a purse, or something like that, and he bought his way back in, and, you know, he just begged and asked for your forgiveness, and you feel like, okay, he really gonna change this time, so I'm gonna forgive him this time. Like, come on now. I just feel like you gotta set some boundaries. Boundaries should be set inside of relationships. Set boundaries equally in love, family, and friendships. Like, stand on business. That's all I can say about that. Just stand on business. Set your boundaries. Let them know what your love look like, what you expect love to feel like, how you want to be treated, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate. And then it's the same thing with family. You got to set boundaries with family. What you'll tolerate, what you want to deal with, what you won't, what you just want the energy to be like. You want positive vibes, let it be known. You don't want all that, you know, just bad energy in the air. You don't want all that, like, ugh, you don't want that around you. You don't want when somebody walk in a room, it just feels different. It feels dull. It feels like, ooh, the tension is so thick. You don't want that. So just set boundaries in your relationship with love and in your friendships, family. Like, set boundaries on whatever you feel like you want the love to go, the bond to be, all that. And that's the bottom line on it. Then you got the healthy forgiveness versus the toxic forgiveness. Like, it could be healthy where something may have happened that wasn't just so major that you chose to forgive him. And that's okay, because we was forgiven. God forgave us. You know, so who's to say we bigger than the program? If it wasn't something. So just to sum all of that up, I feel like at the end of the day, your family gonna be there for you. I know sometimes you got toxic families or whatever, but for the most part, you know, only you know what type of bond, love, what type of support you get from your family or your friends versus that man. So all in all, I'm gonna say is, if I already know the type of man I got, I'm not choosing my man over my family when it comes to the things that matters, because I don't know, it just freaking depends. At the end of the day, all I'm gonna say is only you know what type of relationship that you have with your man, that you have with your family, that you have with your friends. You know who gonna be there at the end of the day, because in some circumstances, maybe your man is that man and he's a good man, Savannah. Y'all might just hit some bumps in the road, and you know how your family can be, because sometimes you can get toxic family. There's backstabbers, talk behind your back, two-faced, jealous hearted. So it's just all about, at the end of the day, what type of relationship you have, you know. So I can't just say, I can only speak from, you know, my experience and what I would or wouldn't do. So drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on it. Have you been the one that forgive your man over your family or friends? And if so, why? Have you ever forgiven your man for something you never forgive a friend for? Do you believe forgiving your man quicker is about love or fear of being alone? Okay, now we gonna get into some Sis Mail. So This person that will remain anonymous, she sent in an email and it reads, "Hey sis, I need your advice. So I've been dating this guy for about 6 months. He's consistent, he treats me good, and he's actually the first man I felt safe with in a long time. But here's the issue. He and my cousin used to mess around years ago. She says it wasn't serious, but she's been acting funny ever since she found out we're talking. Now I feel stuck in the middle. Should I keep entertaining him and risk tension with my cousin? Or should I cut him off out of respect for family? Part of me feels like family comes first, but another part of me feels like my cousin already had her turn and moved on. Sis, what would you do?" Woo, child, that's a lot to unpack. But I'm gonna give it to you real and raw. My thoughts. It's been 6 months. That's not a long time, if you ask me. 6 months is not a long time to be with somebody, especially when you're trying to really get to know a person, and just go there with them. 6 months isn't a long time. And if at any point and at any time I find out, especially within 6 months to a year, 2 years, like you was messing around with my cousin, I can't. I don't know. It's just the girl code for me. Like, I would not feel right. I would feel weird. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for me, at any point in time, I find something out like that, I'm gonna have to call it quits. I know it could be hard. But damn, your cousin? You found out your cousin? I don't care if it's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth cousin. I just wouldn't be able to do it, especially if now your cousin is feeling some type of way. I don't think I'd be able to continue on. I wouldn't be able to continue on. No matter how much I care about that man, love that man, I just wouldn't be able to do it. I have to cut ties. And I'd rather go on, you ain't been dealing with him but 6 months, I would go on, just chuck it up as a loss. I mean, how close are you and the cousin? Like, did y'all grow up together? But I feel like that still don't matter, because I got some cousins that I didn't necessarily grow up with, but I seen them at birthday parties, family functions, family reunions, and it just still would hit the same for me, because I know we got the same blood running through our bodies. So I wouldn't be able to continue with. I'd just rather go through the heartbreak and go through the motions and get it over and done with, because at the end of the day, family is family when it comes to that. No matter if you were close to them or not, I just feel like it's blood and I wouldn't be able to do it. So I feel like just let it go. I mean, let it go. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I say let it go. I wouldn't be able to sleep. At that point when she told me, every time we have sex, after that, it'll probably be crazy stuff going through my mind, like thinking about when he was with her, or it just be icky to me. So I would say chuck it up as a loss. 6 months. It wasn't like it was 10 years. Like, move on. Just move on. That's some of the best advice I can give you on that one. Yeah, so that way you won't have to feel stuck in the middle, or you know what I'm saying? Because if you continue, just think about it, if you continue to mess with that man and your cousin already feeling some type of way, even though she probably told you she don't care, but now you seeing a difference in her attitude, and you know what I'm saying, when y'all around each other, the vibes is off, then just think about it. If you stay with that man, now in the back of your mind, when y'all at family functions, you probably gonna be thinking, wondering, are they trying to get back together? Is he looking at her? She looking at him? It could just be awkward, because I'm sure when stuff like that happens, you're gonna go tell another family member, like, oh my God, she messed with such and such. So everybody gonna be knowing, and it just gonna be awkward, and it could turn into something even huge, more a worse situation if you continue on with him, and then, you know, if that's your family and y'all tight like that, and y'all, you know what I'm saying, gonna be at all the family functions. I just feel like that'll be so weird. I don't know. That's just me though. Everybody, you know, have you know, it's different and feel a different way. So ladies and gents, drop down in the comments below, what would you do in this situation? Would you stay with that man and just let your cousin feel however she want to feel, or would you just let it go all together because you didn't know? So yeah, that's my take on that. And I hope you work it out, sis. I hope it works out for the best. Okay, now it's time for the thirst trap. The thirst trap. The thirst trap thoughts. Sis, if you can forgive a man who broke your heart, you can forgive a friend who hurt your feelings. Stop giving your man grace and giving your friends grudges. Love deserves balance. And it's my thirst trap thought of the day. If this hit home, go ahead and subscribe and join the Sis Circle. We ain't holding nothing back over here. So that's a wrap. Don't just listen, talk back. I reply to all comments. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Slide in my DM. Until next time, keep it cute, keep it real. Peace.